to you by Shawn Porter Promotions. Live from Los Angeles, it's time.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Boom, boom. We home. Like we never left.
Yep.
Except shit's different in here. And I guess I can't complain. I left without telling nobody. So, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the spacelv.com. If you want a venue, need something to do, hang out, come use this facility. If you got a podcast, you start anything like that. Shout out to Mark Chinook, who's the owner, proprietor here, and also did a lot with Top Rank. I think he's done with Top Rank. He's moved on, right?
I think so.
WWE now.
Big things.
Last I heard. Yeah. WWE last I heard. So everybody's moving on, doing big things. But it's good to come home, right?
It is. It's cozy in here. Always has been.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Shout out to the HyperX. They've been great too. But it's nice to be here, though.
Yeah,
nice
for
to be
sure.
back here. We could even do it in your house again.
The interview that we did with Bud earlier, myself and Antt, we did that interview with Bud. I was at my church, Remnant Ministries. I'm serving again. And when I finished serving, I went down and did that interview with him. Antt was at home, and Antt got other things to do today. So he's not hanging out with us. But yeah, you're right. We this is a blessing, man. The way we have been able to put this down. I know we talked about it a little bit last week when we did the big show. Was that last week or was that the week before?
That was the day after the fight. We had James Toney, Ricky Hatton, Marco Antonio, or not Ricky Hatton. We paid tribute to Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
And Marco Antonio Barrera was on there. Stitch Duran. It was a big shout. Raheem.
Yeah.
Killed it the first hour. Yeah.
I don't think any of y'all missed it, but if you did, go ahead and check that one out. If you caught it and you ain't tell everybody that you caught a great one. Tell everybody you caught a great one. Tell everybody you watching a great one. And boom, boom. What they say? Like, subscribe, comment.
Click the bell for notifications.
Yeah, click the bell for notifications. I'll never hear the bell ringing, of course. But go ahead and do all that. We got 2 guests coming to us today. And like I said, we're going to have the interview with Terence Crawford on the back end of this. We got Brandon Adams coming to the PorterWay Podcast. Yeah. Hopefully he shows up on time. And you obviously know the personal friendship and relationship that I've had with Brandon for some time. And I kind of narrated this last week. To see him get another big win over Serhii Bohachuk was really great for him. And, of a lot of guys in their 30s and seamlessly seemed like the years kind of like rolled past them. Kind of seemed that way for Terence. And, even though he was getting his hits, that he wasn't getting the hits that people really appreciated until in the last 2 years now, unfortunately. But kind of the same, for Brandon. So I'm hoping Brandon is able to catch fire some way. I watched this fight and thought that while he fought strong, fought mean like he usually does, I still like a boxing Brandon Adams. I like an Adams that's in and out, using his versatility, using his speed and his explosiveness, his athleticism. I thought that was missing from the fight, but overall I thought he,
So you think if he mixed it in with all the inside work that he showed in this game, that he could be, put it all together, he could be that much better? If he put it all together, I think we would be talking. I think this fight, he probably would have been the talk of the town if he had put it all together. Because times looked like he could have stopped Bohachuk.
Because a couple of times it looked like he might have got there.
Especially to the body. He was hurting him a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
What I liked about this fight, and I know we'll have Brandon on later, but what I liked about it was just proving how certain old rules in boxing sometimes still apply. Certain guys have your number. Bohachuk, he's fought the best fighters in the world in this division since they last fought. He's either beaten them or come close to beating them, like Virgil. And so on paper, he's only gotten better. And Brandon Adams has only gotten older, but put them in the ring, and Brandon Adams still has his number. Because Bohachuk, pressure fighter, likes to keep you on the end of the shot and then crowd you with some more work. That style doesn't work for Brandon Adams. More compact than him. More compact punches on the inside. He, to quote Roy Jones, he went body head on Bohachuk all night and ripped. How fun is that to do on not just fun, but break that down for me. When a man asks you to rip on the inside, I'm sure Canelo's fans last week wanted more output, more ripping, but the counters coming back had a lot to do with that. But
my dad used to always refer to it as being exclusive to the body.
Okay.
And what my dad meant when he would say that is literally get low, stay low, and we're just gonna hunt to the body. We're gonna go after the body. And almost for the second word, my dad would literally say, forget about the head. The head doesn't matter. There is no head. The only thing that matters is getting to the body. And when you really start to commit and rip like that, even though you don't see an instant effect, it does feel good. I mean, like, it feels good the way the hand lands on the body. It feels good the way that thing goes up to the head and reminds you, like, yo, you're doing the right thing. You're doing what was asked of you, you know, and it's working out. You know what I mean? It feels great. And I think there's a lot of fight fans out there that actually prefer a body TKO over a knockout, tremendous head knockout, because purists know what it takes to get that body shot. Purists know what it takes to, you know, put those deposits in the bank. So yeah, that's a great question. It's really a phenomenal feeling.
Yeah. We got him ready to go. So
we got Gonzalez on.
Okay, Silky Smooth.
Yeah, we got Silky Smooth on.
We got Brandon on as well too.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hold Silky. Let's welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Let's bring on Brandon, the Cannon Adams, 2-0 over Serhii Bohachuk. And a little bit more going on in the world for the kid, but you know that's the subject at hand. There he is. What's up, big dog?
What's up? How we doing?
No. The question is, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
Beautiful. Another spectacular win over Serhii Bohachuk. I didn't really hear the conversations prior to the fight, but I'm only assuming you were brought in as the B-side, as the guy not expected to win. That being said, the preparation for this fight, to me, it seemed like y'all really game plan for this one, and staying on the inside was what y'all felt was gonna really get the job done. But getting in the ring and putting it down is a whole nother thing, especially when you got the beast himself standing right across from you. How do you feel about your performance?
I feel good. I mean, felt great. I went in there with the game plan, with the mindset of just being resilient and being smart. I knew what the situation was. I knew what I was being called in for. I knew what they thought of her, what his promotion thought of me. I knew, you know, a lot of folks thought that the first one was a fluke, regardless of whatever I was doing in the ring that appeared well. So, you know, I accepted the fight and I took the fight to them. I brought a different style towards them because I knew that wasn't expected.
Yeah, did you take any offense to them calling you an old man?
Not really. No. When he called me an old man, I ran with it because it was funny. I thought it was funny. You know, a lot of people talk. That stuff kind of too much don't matter to me. So I was just more so looking forward to showing him how much of an old man that I was, and it went well.
Yeah, it seemed like you really took to them calling you an old man to the point where you went out and got you some props, got you some gear, and started really playing on it.
I'm sorry, man. For some odd reason, you guys sound so far away.
I said it seemed like you really took to them calling you an old man, and you went out and got you some props and really started playing on it.
Well, yeah. That was courtesy to my manager. I was like, you know, I was cracking jokes about being an old man, and he was like, yo, it's Mark Kubicki. He was like, yo, man, go get a wig. And the wigs that he brought, that he introduced to me, I wasn't going for them. They looked funny. I wasn't interested in that. I was looking for a wig that looked more flashy, remind me of more so of the WWE style of hair. Ric Flair, somebody like that, you know, who was very charismatic. I found a wig. We found the glasses, you know, and the rest was history, old man Cannon.
What's up, Brandon? Did you feel like Bohachuk actually got better from the first time you fought him? Because on paper, he's been fighting some of the killers of the 154-pound division, but it went the same way for you his second time around. Did you feel like you fought a better version of him, or was he the same guy?
No, this Serhii Bohachuk was a lot more determined to not go down. But he fought like this was his last shot as well. He fought as if they told him if he didn't win, he was going back to the Ukraine. Honestly, I hit him a few times and he grunted and hissed and told me I must not go down. And that was a movie. To hear him say that and try to do everything in his power to not allow me to hit him or punish him for making this fight with Bohachuk, honestly, if you look, he wasn't really trying to throw anything too wide, this was a more complete version of Bohachuk. It's just what I brought to the table was just that much more.
No, you could see it in the fight. Like the sustained body attack, you could see him wilting to it in spots, and then you were bringing the shots up top. But to his credit, he wouldn't go anywhere. So it makes sense what you're saying, Brandon. See,
were you surprised at all at how well he stood up to the body attack that you had?
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes. There's a few times where I hit him where I looked at him and I smiled because I knew had I hit him with a few more cleaner shots, then the night could have been stopped a lot earlier. And then no, because a lot of the punches that I was throwing, he was maneuvering to stop me from hitting him the way I wanted to hit him. So, I mean, that was a testament to his defense because he was trying to neutralize me hitting him to the body and or to the head. He was doing everything in his power to not allow me to hit him flush.
So, going forward, man, are you a TKO fighter now, or are you a free agent?
Brandon Adams is finally a free agent. I'm not signed to nobody. I have no obligations or I have nothing with anyone now.
You sure?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Hey, I pulled a couple. What'd you say?
So you funny.
Yeah. Hey, man, I pulled a couple of videos from your social media. I'm gonna show on this podcast because I feel like a lot of times people only know us for fighting. They don't really know what we possess, the kind of just fun, charismatic people that we are. And I pulled a couple of you. I pulled one of you jumping rope. And you still jump like that?
Yeah, man. That don't leave. That don't leave.
So when does that part happen? Is that the end of every training day where it's time to have fun, or is that just certain days? Is that just a Friday thing? Is that the end of camp? When does that take place?
It's everywhere in between. I was going to say honestly, man. I more so go by how I feel. If I feel up to it, I'll always do different routines. But I like to skip rope because for that little bit of moment, it helps me with my rhythm and my timing, of course. And it's something that people have never really seen done.
Yeah.
So, that's why I always go to it.
And then I pulled another clip of you doing, you had the push-up, I don't even know, holders. I don't even know what to call them. And I was talking to Sean about your athleticism before you came on. You got these the little push-up holder things or whatever the case may be. Y'all gonna see the video in a second. And you kind of push up on it and then you do a flip. You don't completely, sit there and do push-ups, You do a flip over, but kind of talk to us about how you maintain the kind of fitness that you have. Most of us think that you just was born this way, and I need a baby picture at this point because I'm like, yo, this dude's ridiculous in so many ways, especially for someone who's as athletic as I've always been. I look at you like you're twice as athletic as most guys.
I was about to say I was told that I was always extremely athletic. We where I come from, man, they call it neighborhood gymnastics.
Yeah.
I was always able to do things, man. But that's because it was always something that kids shouldn't be doing, but we would get into it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Those
So
penitentiary
we
workouts.
just trying to find a way of having fun, man. Like I said, when I brought up the incident of me wearing the wig, for instance, and me being a fan of the WWE, we would jump off of trash cans. We would wrestle. We would have hardcore matches. You have to be athletic, and if you wasn't athletic, then your archetype would be more so of like some kind of mankind. And I never wanted to be mankind. I wasn't built like mankind, so I would be more so of more of a luchador kind of wrestler, where I would do acrobatics and stuff like that. And that's the stuff I learned in the neighborhood. I was watching everybody else do it. They were a lot older, so I would do it, and then I became that guy. Just like most of everybody else within communities that breed athletes like myself.
That's pretty fly. Yeah, go ahead.
So Brandon, when we talk about the great athleticism, you're a very smart man, smart fighter as well. Held your own and done well in the gyms against so many fighters. Do you feel like you still will become world champion? And is any part of you surprised that you haven't been? Even as you've been coming back, I remember we talked last year, and then I was surprised that you I didn't see the fight, so for all I know, you actually won the fight but didn't get the decision. But you dropped, I think, a decision in the last 12, 18 months. So and I know some of it too is you haven't had that red carpet ride to opportunities in boxing. But do you feel like off this win, really getting back in the game more than ever now, you will be world champion? And then how do you just break down your journey? You got a shot at the title once against Charlo, and now you've beaten Bohachuk twice. What do you think of all that, Brandon?
No journey's the same. Mine's is mine. I'm about to say, man, if it's one word I know that exists within me, man, it's resilience. My journey, my road to glory, it's been slow. It took a toll on me. It took a toll on people who's been beside me since the beginning. This process is, it's way overdue. I was holding myself back. It was people holding me back, man. People who was holding me back, they no longer exist. And as far as me saying I held myself back, I honestly can say that I just didn't know. It's a whole lot of things I didn't know. I had to learn for myself. The people I had around me every time, it was just more so of them being opportunists. And, it's a very predatorial sport in which we're in. Mm-hmm. So nobody wants to just give you knowledge or give you their experiences free. And if you do run into somebody like that, I mean, like they're so random, they're so rare. You don't know, up or down, left or right. So for me, man, I always I can close my eyes and I can see stadiums or arenas filled fighting with me, defending championships, winning championships. I can see that. I could visualize that. I've always have been able to visualize that. No matter how dark or dim anything ever looked in my career, I just, I always stay optimistic. I always believe that if I had an opportunity, I'll be able to do it. And even going back to what you was just saying about me fighting cats and not getting the decision, for one, I believe that the integrity of the athletic commission in Atlanta, one, and I also believe that the referee was going to do his duty to looking into it and trying to I didn't want them to rule it in my favor for me to be the victor. I just wanted a complete rematch. And I thought that would be fair because, getting low blow 33 times, I don't care who you are. I don't care how tough you think you are. Getting hit in your balls, getting hit in your private over 33 times, and you have the third man in the ring not saying anything. But every time when you move, he's yelling at you and telling you he's going to take away points or that psychologically, man, that, that's different. And I don't come from the sports mentality of thinking like, oh, well, as an athlete, I have to be this way. I come from the streets. So in my mind, I'm thinking I want to retaliate, but if I do retaliate, Brandon, you have to remember you're an athlete and the world's watching. You have to follow rules. So it's a lot that I had to take into that fight, or that I took after that fight. And I just took it into this fight like, you know what, from now on, can't believe in the referees going to do their job. Can't believe that the athletic commission is going to do theirs. You have one job, Brandon, that's to go out there and win and dominate. So when I went out there and I fought Bohachuk, that was the mindset that I had. Like, no matter, I wasn't going to be deterred. It's the funniest thing ever, man, is the commentators who kept, talking about how well Bohachuk was doing and how well he was able to stand up to the punches and all of that stuff. And literally I could I can hear everything that was going on, whether in and out the ring. I can hear what they're saying. And I said to myself, like none of that matters. Like, excuse my language, but I was like, none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter what he hit me with. He could have hit me with whatever the hell was in his blood. It didn't matter. You saw how determined I was. It didn't matter. If anybody's ever questioned anything about me, I'm sure you got your answers that night.
Yeah.
Who do you think you could get in the division, man? Huge names in this division. I was telling Sean the other day, why not Bakram when nobody seems to want to fight him? You've already shown you can handle a kind of style from that part of the boxing world. And I think Bakram brings more to the table than Bohachuk, but still, look what you did with Bohachuk. What do you think, Brandon? Give me a name, brother.
I'm in it to be great. I want to fight who's ever in the way or in the line of greatness. Watts never had a boxing champion. Watts don't have many champions. And you know what I'm saying? I started off as a delinquent who completely changed his life. And I'll be able to change a lot of people's lives, especially if I could bring home some kind of some more gold, some more hardware. So I don't care if it was Bakram or Fundora or Ortiz or who's the gentleman? Xanders. I don't want to act nobody's name. That it could be any of those guys. I'm looking forward to sharing the ring with our champions to become a champion.
Perfect. That was the corny, generic way of answering that question. Now, do me a favor. Answer that question with the Randy Macho Man Randy Savage style, so we can send you off field on this thing the right way.
What you mean?
I need you to give me that same answer, but give it to me with that energy that I know Brandon Adams got. Give me some Macho Man Randy Savage energy or something like that.
No, well, if you want me to be straight and direct and cut, I know Xanders need a partner to fight. If I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be fighting Puerto Rico.
Against Giovanni Santillan.
Puerto Rico's a little familiar with me. I would love to get in the ring with him. I know he's fighting real soon. Virgil has already got he's already got a November 8th, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. I'm only privy to these because I've been in conversations been had with me so far. I would love to get in the ring and fight Virgil. Virgil right now, everybody's saying how he's the man. They say Virgil's the man to beat at 154, but I mean, me personally, I'm not too sure about that because Fundora just his anatomy of what he brings to the table. What's the flaming and what's his name?
The Towering Inferno.
There you go. You know what I'm saying?
And Boots just came up here too, Brandon. Boots versus Brandon.
My shoulders are. I would love to get in the ring and fight him. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you say it again.
And Boots just came up to this division too, Brandon.
Yeah. Boots as well. I was about to say, I seen a little bit. Like I said, man, a lot of these conversations have been had, but I never really entertain them because of my career. I don't ever, like, it's kind of like for me, and maybe I got to get out of this mindset of like the whole wishful thinking. You want to go call out people. And I come from a place right now where I'm like, I don't know if that stuff exists. So I need to be shown that it exists.
Oh, it exists, brother. It's just all a matter of how you do it. Hey, big dog, I love you. You're right. Change your mindset. You got some more work to do. Keep that resilience high, and we're going to catch you real soon, all right?
All right, man. Much love.
God bless.
Congrats, Brandon.
My boy Brandon, I had to bring the energy. He wasn't bringing it for me. I had to bring the energy to you guys real quick. Listen, one more interview, and then we out of here for the day. I know we was going to try to get to Gabriela. We'll check the
Collazo.
time. Yeah. Check the time as soon, right before we get done. But we're going to bring to the PorterWay Podcast now, who has been coined the last man to beat Terence Bud Crawford. Yep. And that last man happens to be from Cleveland, Ohio. So, you know. All right. Had to find my guy. We actually haven't spoken in quite some time, so this definitely gave us an opportunity to catch up and all the other kind of stuff. Let's welcome to the PorterWay Podcast, Silky Smooth, Miguel Gonzalez.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland.
They got the win today too.
Good W, Sean. Good W. How you doing?
Yes, sir. We had to get what we had to get, and I talked to Bud earlier, and you know. So I said, I'll see you next week with a dub on my arm.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is. Man, big shout out to Cleveland Browns, man. Great win. Great victory.
We're not going to keep you long. This is going to be a short one for us today, but I want to ask, do you take any offense to being called the last man to beat Terence Crawford? Do you have any malice with not having a career, I guess for the second word, a career of your own that is recognized more so? You know, me bring you on here as the last guy to beat Terence Bud Crawford.
I mean, it's mixed emotions. You know what I mean? I wish I was the guy to be on top at the moment, but unfortunately, that ain't happened. I'm great with the victory. I'm great with what our past, what I had with Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? I take my hat off to him in his career. Hey, but he and I know what's really going on when we in that ring. You know what I mean? So. I feel like I'm excited and I'm going to keep going, you know, as long as he keep winning. Hey, I'm that man.
I spoke to him earlier and he said he know what happened. He said something like I was beating that ass or something like he said something like that. And then he said, no, you know what? I'm going to give it to him though. He said, I felt like I was beating him, but it was a close fight and Miguel got the decision. That's basically what he said. What do you remember about that fight?
Yeah, I excuse my language. I remember I beat him like 26 to like 13 or something. So, I mean, I don't see how close he said it was, but you know, you can check that up, man. And we had rumbles, man. We rumbled, and I take my hat off to him. You know what I mean? Great guy, great fighter. I just feel that, honestly, I feel I'm better than him.
Silky Smooth, man. You know, funny enough, my trainer back in the day, my little amateur career was Augie Sanchez, and Augie's the last guy to beat Floyd Mayweather, right? And like similar to you being, and you guys almost got similar records. Augie was 28-3, you were 25-4, and we just had Brandon Adams on, who was on the same finals, the Boxino tournament that you were at back in 2014 on ESPN.
Awesome, yeah, great.
So, just my question to you is, I remember Augie told me. I was like, how'd you do it? How'd you beat him? You know, and he said, you got to out-hustle Floyd. You got to stay on top of him, and you're not going to beat him punch for punch. You got to outwork him, out-hustle him. And funny enough, he said that, and then years later, I saw guys like Maidana have some success doing that. So I asked you the same thing I asked my man Augie. What do you got to do to beat Terence Crawford? What did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. What he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford. And punch with Crawford. You gotta bang the body with Crawford. You gotta stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. I mean, as I remember, that's exactly what I did. You know, Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of like cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. You know, he cut his height down and you know, I stayed in his chest, you know, and you got to counter Crawford. You got to fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, with Bud, I thought, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah. And Gamboa, showed parts of that. And Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you. Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition. I kind of felt that Canelo was capable, but he didn't do anything that I actually thought he was capable of doing.
I was going to ask you, like, when you were watching that fight, at what point did you know Canelo can't beat Crawford?
I'm going to say early on. Even though I heard the critics saying, what they thought about Canelo and what they thought about the fight, this and that, I thought early on, Sean, honestly, I felt, wow, Bud gonna do this all day long. He's got it in the bag. You know what I mean? So I to answer your question, I wouldn't say early on in the fight.
There was in the fourth round, that first minute, Bud came out and he made a stand. He let a combination go, even back Canelo up. I kind of felt like in that first minute of the fourth round, that's where the fight really, from there on out, it was Crawford. But I don't know.
John, let me ask you a question. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Canelo started his professional career, I believe, at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which shows, obviously, he didn't have the amateur background we grew up having.
Right.
I don't think someone like that, honestly, I don't see someone like that outboxing a person as a caliber fighter as we are growing up in the amateurs. Bud, yourself, myself, you know what I mean? Amateur experience means a lot to me.
Yeah.
You had Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't think he had a amateur career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can be wrong, but I just don't see them guys out boxing later on in their career like a Bud.
There are Mexican Olympians, boxing Olympians, but the thing that I hear about Mexicans from Mexico, they're not about the amateurs. They're about turning pro, and they're about carrying on that lineage of great, exciting, professional Mexican boxers. But the thing that gets lost there is the experience, understanding, like for me, to fight 4 rounds in the amateurs and then move on to fight 4 3-minute rounds as a pro, there's certain adjustments that we have to make. Seeing so many different styles and so many different flavors. It's the same ice cream, but it's just a different flavor. And it's like, but when you've had a taste of all that, you kind of learn what works for the southpaw, what works against the puncher, what works against the boxer, what works against the counter puncher. And for me, I think honestly, that's why I was able to kind of become who I was as a professional, because I saw so much of it as an amateur. I was never afraid to jab with the southpaw. I was never afraid to fight a southpaw. Why, Miguel? Because in the amateurs, we be in line to weigh in, and dudes is complaining about fighting the southpaw. I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy that complains about fighting the southpaw.
All the time.
When I would hear you can't land a jab on the southpaw, now I'm going to challenge myself to be the guy that lands a jab against the southpaw.
Step on his foot.
Yeah, like all those things. And so you're
all
right.
The time. We grew up hearing that. Now, to agree with what you're saying, I still believe like those fighters that come from Mexico, they have wonderful careers. I'm going to take the boxer that had a wonderful amateur career as well as a professional career over that guy from Mexico who has no amateur career. Right. 90% of the time.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times when it comes to that, you're going to fight against pressure. You're going to fight against a big punch. You're going to fight against the body shots. And it's like leaving those things. You're not going to get a guy that once you get past their pressure, they're going to start fighting on the back foot and feinting you and pulling you in. And, you know, I think to become a complete fighter, there's not very many guys that have the ability to do that in the first place. But beyond that, to become the complete fighter, you would have had to have seen a lot and gone through a lot. And there's limited amount of experience you can get as a professional.
Why then, fellas, was Canelo able to overcome that amateur gap against Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Erislandy Lara, guys who were decorated?
Yeah.
How come he was able to overcome that, but not this guy?
I think with the exception of Billy Joe and Caleb, the other guys that you named, it kind of was a little bit of help there, you know, for the sake of words in terms of the judging.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
he got the benefit of the doubt.
But on top of that, he is or has become a generational talent, having an amount of power, having an amount of resilience that we were hearing Brandon talk about as well. He had a special combination for himself that even though he didn't have the amateur background, he still had intangibles. He still had characteristics. I was talking to my wife just yesterday. He has gifts that were given to him
reflexes
that, you know, that you know, necessarily can be taught.
Who we're speaking of?
Canelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Canelo was bad. Canelo's great.
Hey, yo,
Canelo's
couple more. We're gonna let you go. Obviously, you turn pro. Your career goes the way that it went. Poor management. You know, couple of deaths. You know, just a lot that prevented you from getting ultimately where you wanted to go. And I know you were watching guys like me and Keith Thurman and Terence Crawford and Danny Garcia, Saddam Ali. You're seeing all of us move the way that we were moving. Were you surprised to see anybody get where they got? Danny Garcia, because I know you had some fights against him.
Did he know Bud was going to be this good?
Did you know Bud was going to be as good as he's become? Did you know Danny was going to get where he got? And I got another one for you. Go ahead, answer that one.
I was with Rashid Warrens and the Adrian Broners, you know, the whole Cincinnati camps. And to correct you, I never fought Danny Garcia. He was around my weight. But I fought 5 world champions, 5 guys that became world champions, including the Abner Mares and the Terence Crawfords, the Victor Ortiz. Now with my guys that you named, you know, I'm not surprised at all. I'm shocked and surprised at the fact that I wasn't signed to an Al Heyman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think boxing, you got to be with the right people. You know? You can make whoever, you know, the right people can make someone become a champion. Mm-hmm. I believe I had all the talent in the world. I can compete with the best of them. I've experienced seeing the Floyd Mayweather's training camp that opened my eyes to what a real training camp was. I've been in Lennox Lewis training camp at the Poconos, living with Emmanuel Stewart. You know what I mean? And again, like I say, I beat these guys growing up. As a professional, I beat a world champion, Miguel Acosta. He lost the title to Brandon Rios. That's how Brandon became a champion.
WBA,
am I surprised? To answer your question, no, I'm not surprised. That's what we all did it for.
Yeah.
You guys made it. Guys made it that I grew up with. Unfortunately, I ain't had that ride, but that's okay. I'm training fighters, and I'm gonna make me a champion.
Absolutely.
Period.
There it is. Why don't you shout out the name of your gym? Also get the location of it as well.
Okay, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, training. I'm running a boxing gym called Older Angle Boxing Gym. Only up until, Shawn Porter and I decided to put something in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And raise Cleveland champion, Sean.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like,
yes, sir.
This.
Yes,
but,
sir.
I'm running a boxing gym, me and my dad. We out of Old Angle Boxing Gym across the street from St. Ignatius High School on Lorraine Avenue, 29th and 30th in Lorraine to be exact. And we're training up and coming champions, you know what I mean? We got kids of all ages. We got people of all kinds. And, they come in there, they love the program. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to see these kids progress. I'm excited for me to be able to put the Silky Smooth sauce on these kids, you know what I mean? And teach and give back what I've grown to learn, you know what I mean? And that's my life. That's my life right now, traveling with them kids. So, we're looking for donations, sponsorships, and whatnot to get these kids rocking and rolling. As of right now, we're financing this. My father and I, we're financing all of these things ourselves. That's just the love that we have for the sport. I'm still sparring with these guys. Maybe one day, we'll get some phone calls. I believe one of the last phone calls I got was from Tank Davis. You know what I mean? I came down there to West Palm Beach, trained with him, sparring with him, and Kevin Cunningham was the coach at the time. So I'm still doing my thing. I'm staying active. And again, trying to get this program off and rolling with these kids, man. We got 2 state fair champions back to back rolling. We got state silver glove champions. You know what I mean? And these are just a couple tournaments that I've won myself, as an amateur. I got about 10, if not more, national championships, you know what I mean, myself. And, so I'm still in it. And this is something I love to do, Sean. And you know how it is, man. It's in our blood.
Yes, sir.
I got one more for him.
Go for it.
Miguel, coming out of Ohio is Abdullah Mason. Did you ever get close to this kid? And is Abdullah, he's got that same freakish length Crawford had starting at 135. Is he remind you of Terence at all? Is he the most Terence Crawford-like talent out there on the horizon right now coming up?
Abdullah Mason, it's strange. I was looking at a few messages of mine. I was in contact with his father more times than not. And they ran into me. I came off of a bus not that long ago on the east side of Cleveland. And they approached me. And I looked over to my left shoulder and I seen his dad and him and his brothers approach me. What's going on, Silky Smooth? They had the camera. They did a little interview. Shout outs to them. They doing a thing. And like I told his father, I think honestly, Abdullah Mason, he's on his way, man. The kid is spectacular. He's looking sharp. He shows me that grit, that he's humble, and he shows me that desire and that hunger. You know what I mean? One of his fights, if not his last fight, I seen him come off the canvas to put God down, and then I think he went back down and came up, and he just was not taking no for an answer. Yeah. And I said, wow, he had me cheering and up off my seat, and I'm just proud of that young man. And soon I hope. Again, I love this so much. I hope to be in the same ring with him, whether it's a training camp, trying to prepare him for a southpaw or, whatever the case may be, man. His father give me a phone call. I'm all there for that young man. He's amazing. And sky's the limit for him, for sure. Out of Cleveland, too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Midwest might have another one.
All right, real quick,
Yes,
before we let you go, you and I, we fought. We was kids. We were.
Yes, sir.
Who won?
I think
Who won?
Yeah, for
think
sure.
you're 2 years older than me.
Hey, I'm older than you.
I think you 2 years older than me. Don't play like I'm older
what are
than
you? 80, what's 7?
I'm 87, yeah.
Okay.
You 85?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
November. What month are you?
October.
Oh, are you a Scorpio, Sean?
No. I'm a lovely Libra.
You a Libra.
Yeah.
But you ain't no lion Libra, bro.
Nah, I ain't no lion Libra. Not no more.
Talk to me now.
Hey yo, tell everybody real quick, like, what was one of the things about fighting me? Like, what was it?
Oh, let me tell you got stronger every fucking round.
Who won?
Hey, bro. In that corner, bro. I don't know what daddy was giving you, bro. You would come out every round, bro, stronger.
Yeah.
You was running from the corner to the middle, the center of the ring.
Yeah.
I seen you coming. You was just shooting over and wouldn't stop.
Yeah. Hey, yo,
Sean
Miguel.
had that, man. Sean.
Silky Smooth,
you,
man.
brother.
God bless you, big dog. We're going to talk in just a minute, all right?
You got it?
Yes, sir.
I love you, bro.
Salute,
Take
brother.
care, for sure.
Who won?
I ain't want him to rebuttal me. So I gotta let him get off first. I ain't gonna let him rebuttal. I think I won every fight that we had. I think we fought 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
But we were, like I said, we were kids. I think I was 9 and he was 11 or something like that. You know what I mean? And we fought. He couldn't get to a lot of national tournaments and regional tournaments because he had to fight me in Cleveland. And was like, you know. And, you know, but that's funny that he would say you got stronger every round. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm different. I was different back then. But I'll say this. He talked about me running across the ring. And that was something that I was actually known for. When early in my career, I think between the ages of 8 and maybe 12 years old, my dad, I would come out the first round and I would box. And then the next 2 rounds, before the bell would ring, my dad would say, get in the sprinter stance, run across the ring and jump on your opponent and don't get off of him. And so, like I've told this story before, like that's a lot of the aggression and stuff like that you saw from me as a professional athlete. It really was bred as an amateur. But I was actually known for running across the ring.
Didn't you knock a guy out with the first shot doing that once?
I don't know if I did that.
Somebody,
I don't know. My dad might have told you that story, huh? I don't know. But I remember that referees at one point they started trying to stop me from running across the ring. I had a ref one time. I'm in my sprinter stance. The bell rings, and I go to go, and he says, wait, you know. And so, you know, a lot of good times. But the one thing about him. Here's the funny thing about him. What I knew when we were young, if you punched him in the mouth, he was going to fold. And I didn't want him to say that. And I was like, because
you gonna say that now?
No, because there's the other side of it. Here's the other side of it, right? You punch him in the mouth, he was going to fold. He wasn't the kind of guy that was consistently in boxing every single tournament year round, doing it all. He would have laws. He wouldn't show up to tournaments and you know, stuff like that. So you fast forward, we get older, and he's one of the guys from Cleveland that don't nobody really know about. So you show up at the 2007 Olympic trials, he's the guy that don't nobody know at the Olympic trials. And all of the fighters were underestimating Silky Smooth. Silky Smooth grew out of punching me once and me folding. He was a grown man doing it and holding it down to the point where you got somebody like Terence Crawford. And he, you know, the funny thing about his name being Silky Smooth, he was a southpaw. And he had this real just smooth boxing style, but he was fast. You know what I mean? And what he just said about Terence, he could get Terence out of his game. But at those Olympic trials, he got everybody out of their game. And he made it to I just looked at it. He made it to the Olympic trials finals. Because he was the guy that didn't nobody know.
Who'd he face in the finals?
Saddam Ali.
Okay.
Lost to Saddam.
Well, you weren't getting a decision against Saddam Ali.
He wasn't getting it. Yeah, and I talked to Terence about that earlier. He was
Brooklyn
like,
stand up.
He said they had Saddam the whole way. You know what I mean? So, hey, yo, how much time we looking at? 26. That's 1 hour of a show right there, give or take.
Yeah.
Let's go real quick on Gabriela.
On the zone. Oscar Collazo won in the main event. not the first Southpaw 105-pound champion from Puerto Rico I can recall. I remember Iron Boy Iran Calderon, who's a Hall of Famer. Ivan Calderon.
Yeah.
Remember he was on a pound
I
for
know
pound?
him because I met him.
Right.
I don't know nothing that you're talking about right now.
He was top 10 pound for pound. I mean, watching Collazo, he's good with his feet. Kind of like what Madrimov did to Crawford. He takes his shuffle out, shuffles back in, and he'll do that until he gets what he wants, and then touch you with something, and then do it, rinse and repeat, and then eventually open up the offense behind that. Did good body work, good win. Some people he's the best fighter from Puerto Rico. I think Xander's better. But good win for Oscar Collazo. And then Gabriela, I gotta echo the sentiments from last time. Her opponents are overmatched at this stage of her career, and that's a credit to her and her dominance. She could. I'd have to break down tape on the Japanese champion above her weight class, Ellie Scottney, who has a title. But I suspect she could blow through the next 4 weight classes. I don't think there's a real challenge for her until you get to 26 against Serrano. And I don't know if I favor anybody to beat her until you get to 130 pounds against Alicia Baumgardner. I looked at the numbers. No woman can match up with her height or her reach until you get to Clarissa Shields.
Oh, wow.
It's not until you get to Clarissa Shields.
Yeah.
If she were to skip 5 or 6 weight classes and fight Katie Taylor, she would be a few inches taller than her and still have a reach advantage. Wow. Now, obviously, they make weight classes for a reason.
Of course.
It's not just about height and reach.
Sure.
But I don't see anybody even coming close to stopping her until she gets to Serrano and Baumgardner. So she could become 4-belt champion at 15, 18, 22. If she wants to do that, she's only 23, that's fine. But if the goal is to get her in a competitive big fight ASAP, she's going to have to move up 3 or 4 or 5 weight classes to fight Baumgardner or Serrano. And I think she beats Amanda Serrano.
I really want to rebuttal you, man, but we got to get out of here. I'm going to do it. It reminds me of Roy Jones. Everybody said that Roy was he outclassed, overmatched everybody that he got in the ring with until, of course, we know what point that was. And maybe that afforded him the opportunity to, and it's going definitely affords her the opportunity to have a show before the show.
Right.
And I think that as I'm listening to you, I feel like it gives me sentiments of Roy Jones. You got to do something else to make people really, look forward to seeing you in the ring, because it's a good 2 or 3 rounds and then it gets so one-sided. The other rounds were one-sided, but it's the anticipation of a fight happening. But once we get past that anticipation, it becomes all Gabriela, and that's cool, but give me something else.
And she's getting stoppages. She's not pitching shutouts. She's getting these girls out of there.
Yeah.
So she is mowing them down.
But give me something else. Do you agree?
It depends on what the viewer's looking for.
Yeah.
If the viewer is okay watching her become a dominant, lengthy reigning champion from 12 to 22 and rack up 3 or 4 divisions as undisputed champion, she could certainly do that and has youth on her side to do that. But if the viewer is, I just want to see her in a really competitive fight, I just want her to test her limits as soon as possible, then she would have to move up to 26 or 30 and fight Serrano or Baumgardner.
Okay. Listen, we got something done with Bud earlier today. You guys enjoy that? And this is the PorterWay.
Let's get right to it. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. We got the man. He is a legend. I'm gonna skip the whole meth part. He is a legend. Bud, welcome to the PorterWay Podcast.
What's up with it?
What's going on, man? Like, how crazy has life been since 2 weeks ago from what you did about 2 weeks ago now?
To be honest, my life haven't changed one bit.
Yeah.
Same old. I'm at Dick's Sporting Goods, buying my kids some clothes for this little concert I'm about to take them to, but other than that, ain't nothing changed.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and I said, Bud, the way Bud set up his life is different from me. I said, people expect me to do every interview. People expect me to show up and do everything that they want me to do. I got a feeling at least 100 interviews that came at you. How many of them did you turn down? How many of them did you accept?
Man, I don't even deal with that. I let Julie deal with that. And she like, I know he not gonna want to do this. So like some things that she know I might be enticed to do, then thank you.
It was amazing.
Appreciate it.
We all watched you.
Appreciate it. Then she'll bring it to me, but other than that, she'll be like, I'm not even gonna bring you that because I know you ain't gonna do it.
Let's get to the fight real quick, and then I'm gonna let Antt jump in. The question I got for you, everyone asked me what Canelo was going to be looking at different from anybody else that he's fought, and I said, well, the only other guy I can assure you he's seen this from is Floyd Mayweather. He's going to be looking at a guy. He's not going to be knowing what Bud is thinking. He's not going to be knowing what Bud is feeling, and the mental game that Bud plays, especially from the eye's view, it's really going to challenge Canelo. The other side of that, did you see anything in Canelo's eyes and his energy and anything that you hadn't seen from anybody else that you've been in the ring with?
Not at all. Not at all. I just know that he was, how I want to say it, he was definitely in there to win because, like, round by round, you could tell that he was getting more frustrated. And then he'll just start, you know what I mean, saying, come on, champion. Come on, champion. Come on. Like, I throw a combination and he'll try to step right to me. You know what I mean? And he'll, like, probably miss a punch. I step out of range. And then he'll just come, like, come on, champion. Come on, champion. So now he wanted to.
Yeah, go ahead.
He wanted me to go in that wheelhouse and fight his fight because he seen that I stand toe-to-toe with him in spurts. But my coach was like, you get close to him when you want to, not when he wants you to. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? That's how it was.
I know, I'm sorry. I know this is bad production, but we don't need you to turn that phone to the side. I know I'm thinking about Hafey right now. I'm like, he know better. That's better. Go ahead, Antt. Go ahead.
Hey, but you know how, man, me and Sean, we know you personally. I had people telling me, nah, man, this is just a money grab. He just went up there for the money. I said, man, if you know this dude, but you mentally, bro, I put you in the same category as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I'm like, he wants to be great. Y'all want the money, but want to be great. Where that come from, man?
It's just me, you know what I mean? Like, I think all the greats is just born with that competitiveness, you know? And like I said, you know, a lot of people, they didn't want me to accomplish the feat over Canelo. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that it wasn't possible. They didn't want me to be the one to do it because I was the one that they was blackballing for years. I was the one that they said, you know, wasn't gonna make it to this table. I was the one that they said couldn't sell. I was the one that they said, you know, made bad business decisions. So of course they don't want me to be the one to make it to the top and then conquer all odds, because now it's a slap in the face to every person that ever wrote a bad article about me, about anything.
Probably the best fit of all.
And a lot of people get mad at me because I said, when it comes from pound for pound that I ever seen it in my lifetime, ever, I got Floyd, then I got you. They're like, well, what about blah, blah, blah? I said, this is who I seen. I seen Bud. I seen Floyd. I can't talk about what happened in the 20s and the 40s. I can talk about what I seen now. Do you feel like, Bud, you stamped your legacy and we're going to forever say, well, you could have beat this person, you could beat that person? You feel like you did it?
Of course. It's definitely going to be, it's already written in the history books. Yeah. Like, before, everybody was already comparing me and saying things like that, but hold on.
Yeah.
I know. Good job.
Okay. But now, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so now he proving himself with a bigger, stronger guy in his weight division that he was undefeated in, that he was undisputed in, you know? So those things like that, you know, you can't ignore.
Hey, man, how do you allow people not to put their limitations on you? Because when I gave motivation last week, I told them about, like, how you motivated me to start my own company. And come out, I remember you been in my living in my kitchen, motivated me to start my own company. How do you allow no one else to put their limitations on Terence Bud?
Easy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't listen to the naysayers. I let them, say whatever they want to say, and that's that. Like, their opinion don't matter to me because they not the one that gotta fight. They not the one that gotta deal with the, the backlash or anything like that. So I don't care what they say. I don't go to sleep with them every night.
Yeah. While he's doing that, while he's handling his business, Sean, I'm gonna ask you a question. What when you were in the ring with Bud, like what was it? What's so difficult about it? What's different between Bud Crawford and any other fighter?
I was comfortable when the fight started.
Appreciate it.
And the more the fight went on, the more less comfortable I became, or the more uncomfortable I became. And I became uncomfortable because I felt like I was winning. I felt like I was doing good, but there was no discomfort coming from Bud. Yeah. And that really, like, it did something to me. It made me, I was like, yo, this dude is still, like, he looked like he good. Like, and I'm not used to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just not used to, and Bud know this, like, when something's not going your way, like, you like, and I guess he grew out of that. And not too many fighters know how to grow out of that. As you can hear, Canelo's frustrated. Canelo's almost 70 damn fights.
The body language.
But he still gets frustrated. The body language of this man right here is unmatched. I've never say never. I've never experienced that before.
I think I only seen him get his ass whooped one time, and that wasn't acting. Somebody whooped his ass. I almost stopped it.
But when did you know, like, I got him? We ain't got you. We can't hear you.
Hey, we can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Your hand look like it stank.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
All right. Your hand look like it stank.
What?
Your hand look like it stank. Your hand stink? Do it stink? Smell it.
Yeah. We good. We good. We good. We good.
We good. We got you.
We good.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
We good. All right. No, but I was saying, like, for me, I knew I had Canelo when I asked for the fight. You know what I mean? And you know how, like, people say, oh, well, he must see something. He must see something. What I see is him fighting Laura, him fighting Killer Plant, him fighting Mayweather, him fighting Bivol. All those styles, I'm capable of doing all those in one. And how frustrating that those fighters had him. I just knew my style was all bad for him.
Well, it's been told to me that there was a lot of things y'all had planned to do in the fight that y'all didn't even. Bo and everybody was saying, just stick with what you're doing. Just stick with what you're doing. About what percentage of what you prepare for do you think you use? 50%, 70, 80?
It's crazy because, like, a lot of my fights happen like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say we prepare for everything just in case we need it. We didn't turn orthodox. We didn't do a lot of things in there, but I wanted to, and really, my train of thought is, if I could take your punch, you in for a long night. You in for a long night. And I felt I took his punch real well, and it wasn't nothing that I needed to worry about. That's why I was so comfortable in there. But my coaches just, like, the whole camp, stay disciplined, stay disciplined. They drilled that in me, you know what I mean? Stay disciplined, stay on the course, you know what I mean? And in the fight, I kind of wanted to, like, get a crowd some excitement at times, and, they yell at me, like, stay on the plan. Like, you don't got to do that. You don't got to give them a chance. You win in the fight, you don't even got to do that. So it's like me having faith in my coaches in my corner. I go back to boxing. I do what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
say,
hear. Now, hold up, real quick, and
yeah,
I
got
don't
it.
want to hear. I need answer this truthfully.
Truthfully.
Did y'all? Because I know y'all had conversations about what he might do and how prepared he might be. Did y'all truly think he might come to the ring doing anything other than what he did?
Not at all. If you watched our training and you go back and you look at it and you see all the punches that they throwing at me when, I'm catching, shooting, countering, them was all the punches that he threw. Along these last couple of years, we know Canelo, he neglected the jab. We knew that, so we prepared to counter the jab, so because we like, we know Canelo gonna come at his best. We know Canelo gonna bring out all the old tricks and things like that. So we prepare for everything. We prepare for him to jab. We prepare for him to counter. We prepare for him to, go backwards and box. I know at times you see him, he back up and put himself on the ropes. And I just look at him. We're not going to fall into that. You're not going to trick us into trying to counter us with something stupid. Like there was nothing that he can do in there that we wasn't prepared for. And I think that's what was frustrating him the most is because he couldn't get his way.
First off, I'm gonna say I don't think no version of Canelo Alvarez beat Terence Crawford. Name them anytime. Mayweather, Lara, you can name them all. I think he whoop all their asses. Hey, Boots, what happened, Boots? Boots, what happened? Nigga, what happened? I thought the Boots. Everybody kept saying, "Well, he's sparring bar." Boots, I don't know if your boy ready. What happened?
Listen, I had an interview in Omaha, and they asked me, what do I think? I said, man, that's good for Canelo. I said, but all in all, Boots is not Terence Crawford. Like, a lot of people is comparing Boots to me because, of course, Boots is very talented. He's very skillful, and he switched both ways. And, a lot of people believe he has the goods. But all in all, Boots is not Terence Crawford. We don't have the same mindset. We don't have the same, heart. Like we just two completely different fighters. Like we don't even fight the same. We just, switch.
Hey, Terrence, I know this. You're like on the last leg of your career. If there was 3 fighters in the history of boxing that you could have fought, you got 3 of them. Any time, any era.
You said if
3 fighters. 3 fighters in the history of boxing that you could have had a fight with. That you missed opportunity, like a Manny Pacquiao, anything, or Sugar Ray Robinson. Is there 3 fighters you wish you could have fought?
3 fights that I wish I could have fought. I couldn't fought Sugar Ray Robinson because I wasn't in his era. But
I'm just saying, put yourself there.
Yeah, of course. Me as a competitor, I want to fight everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta, understand that. Like anybody that was.
Okay,
let's keep it in this era because there was a whole bunch you missed in this era.
3 fights you missed in your era that you wish you could have had.
Okay, so we all know, Pacquiao was one of them. I would have loved to fight Marquez.
Okay, damn.
Pacquiao, Marquez. I'm not gonna say Mayweather because I never ever wanted to fight Mayweather. That never was my intention. I always looked up to him. I learned so much from just watching him, his work ethic, and things like that. I say like a Cotto or somebody like that.
I was thinking Miguel Cotto. Hey, here's the one they teased me with, and if you can, like, take us through a fight between you and Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Keith Thurman. I honestly think that would have been a great fight because we both athletic, and being that Keith Thurman, he moves a lot. It would have been a fight of smarts. When he was at the top on top of his game, because I'm gonna say it again, like I said it before. Keith Thurman could punch when we was younger. That motherfucker was cracking people. So I would have came in there aware of that, and I think it would have been a great fight. that definitely was a fight that I wanted. That was a fight that I called for. And they didn't even recognize me as a champion. That's crazy. But look at me now. Look at me now.
Hey, you ducked him.
I ducked him. I
He turned with a laid your ass out. Hey, let it go, Terrence. We see who the that's crazy. Out of all those guys in your time, you're the last one standing, man. That's hell of a feat, hell of a record.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah,
his mileage a little different than mine.
Nah, Sean, don't do that. Yeah, Sean.
Hey,
I believe I'm older than you, Sean.
Just the mileage a little different.
I think I'm older than you. And I believe, not believe, I know I got more mileage on my body than you got on yours.
That ain't true.
What's
that is true.
That ain't true.
When you start sports. Okay, so when you start sports.
Let's go.
I started, bruh.
No, sports.
Football? I was playing football when I was 6.
Okay, we're around some.
And I was training. I was boxing, bro. I've been boxing since I was 6. Like every day. What you do now, I was doing when I was 6, 7. And you know my dad.
every day of Terence Crawford life, it haven't been a year. Well, now since I got older, it's different. But from 7 to 35, I've been doing sports every year of my life. Now you got hurt, you got to take time off, but every day, even when I wasn't boxing,
I ain't never get hurt.
What you do?
I play football. I ain't never get hurt playing football.
Hey, well, Keith Thurman. That was Keith Thurman.
You take days off when you got rest days, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I had rest days. Yeah, I have my rest days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I have my rest day. Hey yo, before we get out of here, right now it's your Green Bay Packers is 2-0. What the season looking like for y'all?
We gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, the Browns is holding them to 3 points right now.
It's 3 points, and I got a lot of money on this game, nigga.
Who holding them?
The Browns.
Sorry ass Browns.
What's the score?
I'll see you next week.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
All right.
Hey, before we let you go on this episode, I got the kid. I got Miguel Gonzalez coming on the podcast. And I thought this was a unique story that somebody picked up, writing about Miguel being the last guy to beat you as an amateur. And I wanted to know what you remember about Miguel Gonzalez before we let you go.
I remember I beat his ass twice, and I was beating his ass in the Olympic trials, and they gave him the fight.
They robbed you.
That's what I remember.
They robbed you.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Dang.
No, I ain't gonna say. To be honest, I'm not gonna say they robbed me. I'm not gonna say they robbed me because that fight was close. But I felt like I pulled it out because I was just on his head. But you know what I mean? It was close. I ain't even gonna say they robbed me. It was close. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? I felt like I won. I felt like I did enough. Just like, I was winning against Saddam Ali, and so happened he scored all these points in the last round. I'm like, how the hell a person scored like 10 points in the last round when there ain't even been 10 punches laying between both of them? But they had it out for me, and I learned years later that my attitude and my actions and things like that led them not to want me to represent the United States because of the type of person that I was at the time.
Before we let you go, anything else, Antt?
No, man. I'm just saying I'm pulling up to Nebraska in a couple of weeks. I got this Asian kid from New York that's gonna cook you in basketball. So I'm pulling up with he bought your height. Secret. He don't even look like he can hoop. He's told me he was gonna cook you. I'm bringing him. My boy Matt, Nav Boxing. You see, he always showing you love. He got a little channel.
He said he gonna cook me?
He said he gonna cook you.
Oh, well, shit, man. Hold on.
what the fuck? What are you about to do?
Shit, nothing. Hold on. Mm-hmm. You don't cook me.
Oh, he about to show us the court. I'm assuming.
You know it. We got.
Hey, my man,
So
Matt,
I wanna have
Matt
it.
say he wants the smoke. He bought your same size. I think he played a little college basketball.
I guarantee you he lose.
I'm told him I'm bringing it in Nebraska.
Look, we ready.
Oh, you telling Matt, he wants the
We
smoke,
ready.
Matt?
There it is. Hey, there
I ain't
it
no
is.
betting
Listen,
man. Hey, look, I ain't no betting man. I don't bet. I don't gamble. But I guarantee you, I bet that I beat him. And whoever, if he my side, I bet I beat him.
Yeah, your size. And then you got to come to Vegas. You know, we still got the 1-on-1. I got $1,000 on it.
1-on-1 with who?
Kobe Bryant nephew.
Well,
For
tell him to come too. I got enough of this buckle for everybody.
Before you die, you're gonna lose in something, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We're going to Louisiana, we're going fishing. Before I die, I'm gonna have to find somebody to beat you in something. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it.
But
this Bill Haney.
Oh wow.
All right.
Hey, hold on. You gonna take that call? Or you gonna finish up with us real quick?
No, I'm finished. What you talking about?
I'm just making sure. Listen, before we let you go, this is what I say. I say we're on earth to help one another. We're on earth to encourage, motivate one another. Before you get off this podcast, you got a motivational word for the people that's watching. People that's supporting you, the people that still for some reason hating on you. I need some motivation from you, big dog.
Hey, listen.
Hey, but before you get in, I'm gonna roll off of that. I remember you being in my kitchen motivating me, bro, saying why. It's like you don't want no one to limit themselves. You always want people to achieve the highest. I mean, I was just a plumber. You're like, well, why don't you start your own company? I'm like, I ain't even thinking like that, bro. And that was 3 years ago. Now I got my own company. Guys working for me. It's just like, where'd that come from, man? Just run out for that.
I just am a firm believer of just believe. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was a little kid in elementary, they used to make us say things like that. I believe, I can achieve. You know, they drill us with positive things that let us know that it's possible, you know, and I kept that with me my whole life, you know, because I was always the one that they said couldn't do something. But I remembered those little words like, believe in yourself. When nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. Because if you can believe in yourself, then you don't need nobody else to believe in you. Because you the one that's going to make the difference. You the one that's going to matter the most at the end of the day, because you the one that got to walk that walk. No matter what it is in life, you got to walk that walk. So if you believe that you can be a billionaire, then go out there and be a billionaire. Don't worry about what everybody else is telling you. Don't worry about all the people that's saying you can't do it. Use them for motivation, because them the people that's jealous because they may not have the talent that you have to be a billionaire. You know, so all my life I've been told that I couldn't do something in basketball, football, you know, boxing, just in life in general. And every time that I was told I couldn't do something, it made me get a bigger chip on my shoulder to prove everybody wrong. From teachers to my family, to my friends, to just everybody. Just like, nah, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that. You know, and I'll be like, oh, you don't think so? Watch me do it. You know, and it just feels great when you accomplish something that you set your sights to set. Not them putting things on you. Like, you know how some parents they put, oh, I think you should be a firefighter, or I think you should do this. No, you make your own decision on what you want to do in life. And if you know what I mean, believe that you can do that, just go out and do it.
And in the famous words of my dad, like he always tells me, Kenny Porter always says, the mind controls everything.
Everything.
This is the Porter way.